Hey, my friend, we've got our moon transiting through some really powerful energy, activating some things this week that may have you feeling like you're on a roller coaster. Let's go out to Six Flags Magic Mountain. You're going for a ride. Hey, my friend, welcome to our energy forecast for the week. My name is Danny. I'm an intuitive astrologer, spiritual designer, helping you find clarity on your spiritual journey. Now, one of my favorite things to do is to help you remember, understand who you are through the lens of astrology so that we can clear away those paradigms, those belief systems, those past life, soul contracts, all the things that don't serve you now, so that you can design a life that truly honors who you are, my friend. So this is our energy forecast where we talk all about where our moon is going to be for the week and any other things that are happening in our planet. Because my friend, the more you know, do you remember that growing up? Who's with me on this? Let me know in the comments. Do you remember the more you know with the star and the rainbow? Do you guys remember that? Probably dating myself here. So the more you know, the more information you have, now you can use this information in your day-to-day. And let me tell you, my friend, you're gonna wanna stay tuned for this one because there's a lot going on with our moon this week. It is kind of activating some of that energy. You might have heard me talk about it before if you've been around for a bit, where it's like Super Mario Brother powers up, right? That's what's happening this week. So let's go ahead and dive in. If you haven't already, this weekly forecast comes out generally Monday, not always. Please, my friend, don't hold me to it. I try my best. Mondays, usually with your energy forecast for the week and anything else that is going on. We'll also talk about our essential oil of the week. This is gonna be your friend, let me just tell you. Okay, let's go ahead and share the screen, get our chart up here for you. All right, and here we go. So we've got our beautiful moon as of Monday, July 18th, and this is going to go through Sunday. We have our moon in the zodiac sign currently of Pisces. So Pisces is our water sign. It's our dreamy sign. It's our inspirational sign. It's our creative energy. Now, remember, our water signs are our emotional energy. So there's some emotions coming up here, and we can use that really powerful emotion to be creative, to inspire, right? To allow ourselves to dream. This is a really good time to connect to your dreams, connect to not only, when I say dreams, I'm meaning all dreams, meaning your dreams, your ambitions, your goals, your desires, as well as the dreams you have at night. My friend, dreams are super, super powerful. They have messages for you and you can use them. You can use them, okay? So pay attention to your dreams, get yourself a dream journal, write them down. My friends, there's messages coming for you. Okay, next we're going to be in this Pisces energy over the next couple of days to technically through Wednesday. So let's go ahead and go forward. We'll see here Tuesday, we're still in Pisces, and then we're going to move over right around here. So we're at 2 degrees in Aries on Wednesday. So the very early of the day, we'll still be a little bit in Pisces, but we'll really be in Aries by Wednesday. So Aries is going to shift that energy from us being in that more dreamy kind of, creative type energy where you can, work on those spiritual practices, creative work. If you think you're not creative, I'm sure you create stuff in your life. You might rearrange things in your home. You might, I'm creative with food. I love, I'm a Taurus sun. What can I say? I love food. I love to work with food. I love to be creative in the kitchen with food. So it's a creative outlet for me. Literally, I just made something right now and it was just like, what can I do? And I got like my little creative brain on and was like making some stuff. I'll take a picture of it and show you on Instagram. Make sure you're following me on Instagram because I do some behind the scenes stuff over on there in my stories. I'm pretty active on my stories. All right, so Wednesday we move into Aries. So that energy is going to shift from that emotional energy to our more physical, action-oriented energy, which Aries is a little bit more impulsive now. So our energy is going to shift and it's going to be in the getting started, the action energy of moving things, of doing things, right? So this is a really good time for you to start something new, for you to initiate a new project, initiate a new habit, initiate something that you want, like get something off the ground, get something going. You might even feel like, okay, I was sitting on the couch during Pisces, and now I'm ready to get up and go out and do something, right? You might have, this early part of the week, you might just kind of been hanging low, chilling a little bit, and then come Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're going to want to get out, you're going to want to do something, move your body. During Aries, it's a really good time to move your body because there's a lot of emotion coming up and it needs to be channeled through some type of physical activity. I told this, I was doing a reading for a Aries moon the other day, and she was like, I do kickboxing. I was like, yes, that's exactly what my Aries moons need to be doing. You need to move that energy. So that's a really good thing for you to do during, if you're looking to get your 10,000 steps, like, well, not quite at 10,000 yet. I'm barely hitting the 2,500, getting that consistent. Doing that first, right? I'm taking baby steps. We don't want to go all in because then we're going to stop and we're going to give up, and you know how that goes. So Aries energy is to move, is to do something. So if you're looking at getting those 10,000 steps or 2,500 steps like me, like, right, this is a good time to get that going again if you've fallen off the wagon, right? Or it's a good time to start something, okay? Really good time to just get things going. If my entrepreneur friends, this is a good time to sell. Because they're more likely to buy right now because they're a little bit impulsive. And so if you're hitting the nail on the head, they'll be like, yes, here's my credit card. All right, so Friday through Sunday, because it'll be part of Friday. Let's go ahead and advance. I always forget to advance this for you. I just get excited and I just want to share with you. So you'll see we're at 27 degrees at 8 o'clock on Friday. So we'll still be in that Aries energy. But then by the time we get to about 12 o'clock, we'll already have moved. And you'll see here 29 degrees. Well, maybe it's about 1 o'clock. I was wrong. You'll see we moved into Taurus. So about afternoon-wise on Friday, all the way through Sunday, we will be in our Taurus energy. Now, Taurus is an earth sign. So we're going to go from that action-oriented movement energy to back on the couch, chilling, hanging out. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe, maybe some of us. You'll want to like kind of slow that energy down now. This is the energy of where you've got something going. Now we can get a little bit more stable and grounded with it. Taurus is a really good time to work on your money, right? To look at your finances, to even work through some of the things you may have with money. Like, are you BFFs with money, or are you repelling money? Are you guys enemies? Are you like battling it out in the ring, right? Really good time to work with money. It's also a good time to work with your values, what you value, the material things in your life. Are you worried too much about material and not spiritual, right? There's different ways that we can look at this. All right, so now we have This is kind of funny. I'm using like this new tool that my beautiful friend, Miss Jennifer Hart, from Called to Connect, absolutely favorite person in the world. And she showed me this new technology, and I'm like a technology nerd. I love technology. And so there's this new thing I'm using with my Zoom, and it's like showing me things. So sorry, my friend. Again, this is live. I don't like record this and then edit it up, the yin yang. I just it. All right, so we talked about our Taurus energy is more grounded. We are going to be a little bit more, coming down from that Aries energy, really grounding things in. It's a good time to go outside and ground, good time to look at your physical things in your life, to clear some clutter out. That's also a good thing to do during a Taurus season. Have some yummy food, right? Connect with people. There'll be a little bit more of that wanting to do that during the Taurus energy. So really good kind of like chill weekend. The energy is going to be a little bit more chill, which my friends, you're going to want based on some of the things that are also happening in our sky. So let's go ahead and go back to a Monday here. And we're going to look at where our moon is at and where she's a-going, because she's a-going places. So right here we see she is hanging out, right, kind of leaving Neptune, okay? Leaving Neptune, because this Neptune is 1 degree here, and our moon is 9 degrees here. So it's about 8 degrees. Now, some astrologers will still consider that a conjunction. Others will be like, nope, that's too far. So it's still kind of influencing. So there is still a little bit more emotional sensitivity here. There could also be some confusion here. So we may see this Monday. And then you can also see it's 9 degrees and 14 degrees here, right next to this guy right here, who is Jupiter, our planet of growth and expansion. It's a very optimistic, happy planet, right? So it's getting close to our beautiful friend Jupiter here. So with that, your energy may be shifting, and you may be more in a good mood, more optimistic about things that are going on in your life. Remember, I said our moon is going to be activating some energy this week for us. So it's activating this Neptune energy. It's doing the Super Mario brother, taking it up, eating the little mushroom and growing, right? It's activating this energy. So we've got this emotional sensitivity with Neptune, but we've got this optimistic energy with Jupiter. So this is actually feeling really good. I don't know about you, but I've been feeling really happy. I've been in a really good mood. I've had a crazy full schedule, and it's been great, right? And even though I've been working very, very long days, I still feel really good. It just feels really good. This energy is really nice, right? It's helping me be a little bit more happier than normal, right? Which is great. It's a great, great boost for us. Now, you'll see it is now on Tuesday here. We're still at that 1 p.m. time frame. We've moved, the moon was over here, right? It moved, it crossed over Jupiter. So it was conjunct Jupiter, moved over Jupiter, and then it moved over this guy right here, which is Chiron. Chiron is our wounds. It's our deepest wounds. So Tuesday here, you may be having some wounds coming up. There may be a little bit of sensitivity here because it's bringing some past traumas to the surface. It's bringing past wounds to the surface, and these are subconscious, right? Some of these things we're not holding on consciously. Some of them we are, but not usually. We're holding on to them, right? It's until we can't function or there's something off that we tend to go seek help, which is really not the best time to do it, but that's what we tend to do, right? Well, Chiron is bringing those up for us, and they're kind of subconscious, and it's kind of coming through our emotions. Now, I want you to think about that. If you've got some things that are coming up for you that are not feeling so great, you're getting hit by like past stuff, right? Whether it is in this lifetime or other lifetimes. Again, remember, past lives can be in this lifetime because it's younger versions of you, or it could be in another complete lifetime. And because of that, right, we have these things coming up. They could be throwing you off a bit. And do you think that maybe your emotions might be a little bit hard to be balanced? It might be a little bit hard to calm the stuff down. Don't you think that could potentially be a problem? Absolutely. So we could be lashing out at people when we don't really want to. We could be doing, right, saying things and not really wanting to be that, but you're just frustrated because the stuff is coming up and you don't know what to do with it, right? We weren't taught how to deal with these wounds we have, right? That's why we go to professionals. We go to people like me who help us work through these things, right? But we don't know how to do it on our own. So unless you're working with somebody, these things could get a little funky, right? So even though, we just and it's weird because we have this really good, optimistic, really good, happy feeling. And then bam, we get hit with like, here we go, right? It's like that energy. So that's why I said adaptive, our oil of the week, is going to be your friend. Adaptive is a calming blend. It's even called that. It's called a calming blend. It's got a couple of different essential oils in here. But the goal of this is when we're in stressful situations, when we are kind of feeling all over the place, when we've got, we can't focus, right? Because we got all this stuff coming at us. This helps us like adapt to the situation, calms the mind so that we can do what it is that we need to do. This is one of the reasons why I use this. I use this with a couple of other things, but I generally use this pretty much every day. And I'm a pretty grounded person, but there's things that come up, right? Especially when I'm looking at these charts and I'm looking at what's going on and I'm looking how they're in relation to my stuff, and I see what's going on in my world around me, right? Not even talking about the external stuff, right? Out in the world, because I try my best to not get into that, right? So this really helps me stay grounded, stay calm. I actually have it in my diffuser in the Nurture Your Stars series, the 12-week container where we go through the natal chart, right? That's what we're doing. And we're using adaptive this week because, for one, I know that every single person in that class is going to need this oil this week, and luckily they have it, right? That they can use this. They can help themselves, right? Work with the energy of the oil to calm, right? To calm the mind so that they can do what it is they need to do, right? I would love to just stay in bed for the week and not do anything, but that's not getting me anywhere, is it? That's just me staying stuck. I want to move forward, but I also want to be able to work through the things that are coming up as well. And so adaptive is my friend. So if you're interested in adaptive and learning more about adaptive or getting adaptive yourself, there's a link down in the description box, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and continue on. As I'm saying, this moon is activating all these things, right? So moon is here with Chiron on Tuesday. Well, now it's coming over to this guy. Not quite there on Wednesday, but by the time we get to Thursday, it's right there with it. So this will be kind of like over, Wednesday night into Thursday, the moon will come over, crossover Mars. This is Mars down here. So Mars is our motivation. It's our drive. It's our will. It's that warrior energy. And so this, we feel really strong. We feel brave. There's even like strong emotions that come up when the moon is conjunct Mars. And it is in the sign of Aries. So we've got double the power here, my friend, which is good and can also be challenging. Now, again, remember, I don't look at things as good as bad. They are what they are. It's how we choose to see it. We can look at this and be like, well, there's gonna be some fighting going on, right? Well, maybe there needs to be fighting. Maybe that needs to happen. Have you ever been in a situation, and I know I have, I have, where I've caused a fight because I was trying to get something, right? Not the best way to do it. I'm not saying that that's the way to do it, but we've done it, right? I'm sure, where we've kind of poked the bear a little bit because we wanted to get a reaction out of them, right? Now, that Mars energy could, in that way, now, did we go about it the right way? Absolutely, probably not. However, now there's a conversation that is happening, right? And especially in a relationship where we're able to kind of listen to each other, right? Talk to each other, work through things together. We transform, right? We transform that communication. We transform the relationship. We deepen the bond. And I'm not talking about just with like your intimate partner. Doesn't this happen in friendships? right? Where we have these blowouts with our friends, and then it's like, all right, right? We overcame something, especially with both friends, when they're really wanting to work on the relationship. When you're not, right? When somebody wants to and the other one doesn't, that's another situation. That's another conversation. However, that can be transformative energy. So this energy of us fighting, right, sometimes can be a good thing. Can really help the relationship. Now, when it's not, when it's harming or when it's hurting, yeah, that's not the good stuff, right? That's not the good stuff. But so that potential is this week, right? We're looking at Thursday here, Wednesday night into Thursday. We could have some of this energy. So watch out. Mindful. Be mindful that this could be the case. Okay, that there could be some arguments coming in, there could be some conflicts coming in, right? But I also want you to remember, what did I also say? That you're going to feel really strong and brave and powerful, right? Really good energy to take action. It's that initiative action energy, right? So we can use that to our advantage. We can say, all right, like if you've been wanting to do something and you've been kind of putting it off, right? This is like big girl panties on, let's do this, right? It's very much that way, that energy. So that's Thursday. Now let's see where our moon's going, because it's close to this guy right here. And do you know who that is? That is Uranus. Uranus, our rebellion planet, our planet that loves to shake things up, cause erratic behavior, change. When I think Uranus, I think change. It is very much that energy of like shaking us up to do something different, right? Sometimes we get stuck in our patterns, and it's like shakes us up. So this can be some subconscious impulsiveness, okay? I want you to keep that in mind, because we're coming off of the Aries energy into the Taurus energy, right? So we could still have a lot of that impulsivity, but Uranus is a very impulsive planet, right? It's erratic. It does what it wants to do, but it does it for our greater and highest good. It's to help us move. And sometimes we just get stuck, like this Taurus girl right here. There could be some sudden events that happen, right, in our personal life, and they don't necessarily have to be bad, right? Remember, nothing is good or bad. It's just how we perceive it, because this energy can be very transformational for us. Like, even though I'm over here saying like our moon's going through all this stuff and, you're going to ride the roller coaster, but my friend, isn't it for our greatest and highest good? Aren't there lessons in there for us to learn? Absolutely, right? So the last planet, and actually not a planet, but it actually is a point in the sky that the moon will be crossing over, is our North Node. Now, our North Node is where we're going in this lifetime. It's our purpose. It's our soul's evolution. And so it's where we want to go. So there could be some, emotional energy around, all right, like I'm done. Like I'm ready to strip. I'm ready to let go of my comfort zone and to move forward. Especially if you think about it, we're coming off this Mars, Uranus energy of action, of change, right? Moving us through to our North Node. There could be some really good opportunities here, my friend, for you to make some really good changes in your life. Pay attention to what is happening for you this week. All right, so that is our moon energy for the week. We do have a couple other things that I do want to kind of point out here that is happening in our sky as well, because, I want you to be aware. I want you to have all the knowledge. So as you know, we kind of talked about this last week, and they're starting to separate here. They're about 7 degrees, which is our sun and Mercury. Our sun and Mercury. Our sun moved into Cancer over the weekend. Woohoo! We're in Cancer season. Happy birthday to my Cancer friends. This is going to be a good month for you. There's some change coming, right? And there always is with, when your birthday comes, it's called a solar return in astrology, where your sun moves back to its natal position. And that really gives us a great view of the year. It kind of tells us like what's coming. It's a little bit, it's not, I'm not psychic. I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen, but I can give you some insight, some foresight of where the energy is going to be so that you can make some decisions this year. Like, this is the year for this, or this is the year for that. So a solar return for my Cancers would be a really good birthday present to yourself. I'll make sure that there's a link down below if you're interested in doing that. All right, so we've got the Sun and Mercury just moved into Cancer, and they're hanging out together right now. And they tend to, be close by each other, but right now they're really, really close. So by the end of the week, they'll be about 7 degrees, which for me starts to really, by now we're starting to really pull away from this energy. But for this first part of this week, these two guys are going to be together. So this is where we talked about last week, where our thinking, right, our consciousness, there's going to be some really good alignment here, which is really good decision making energy. Okay, now the other thing that we didn't talk about last week is that it is in what's called opposition. It's directly on the opposite side of the chart to our planet Pluto. Now Pluto is our planet of transformation. It's the death to rebirth. It's the regeneration. This is the phoenix, right? So this consciousness, this thinking, right? And then the sun is our core personality, right? There could be some breakdowns here. There could be some self-esteem breakdowns here. There could be some relationship breakdowns here. There could be some type of event or situation where things are breaking down. Anytime you have a break, I was talking to somebody, I think it was last week, where I had recommended that he go and get selenite. He's in an environment that, he's an empath, and so he takes on a lot of energy from others, and he doesn't work in the best of places. Let's just say there's a lot of energy there, and so I told him, like, hey, make sure you get a selenite stick and, like, keep your energy really clear, like, don't take on their stuff. And so we talked about that. And so he told me that it was in his pocket and it broke. And he was like, oh my goodness, like, what the heck? And I was like, no, that's a good thing. That means you're breaking a pattern. Anytime we have breaks, it's a breaking of a pattern. When you break a crystal, right? When you break a glass, Danny was breaking glasses. What was it? Right before Mercury retrograde, right? Our last Mercury retrograde, I was breaking glasses, and I think I broke a total of 8 or 9 glasses in a period of a month. Like, it was just bam, 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 like back-to-back days. I was just breaking glasses and breaking some patterns for sure, right? So this is good, right? This is good for us to break things so that we can transform them, so that we can step into, right? Remove. Remember, I said at the very beginning of this, we want to understand who we are so that we can then take away those paradigms and those beliefs that do not serve us, because they're not who we are. We took them on from society. We took them on from our upbringing, from the people who were around us, right? We were influenced by the TV, by the media, by the news, by the radio stations, by the songs, right? We were influenced by all of this. And that's what created these generational paradigms that we have, right? These belief systems, right? What your generation believes about something. We can look into astrology about this, which is really cool. I might do a video if you guys are interested, but we can look at certain planets and where they were, and it kind of tells us the belief systems of that generation. I know my generation, we were like that grungy, hated the world growing up as teenagers. Like, we were just very like just break the stuff, right? My parents' generation, they're a little bit different, right? And even their belief systems now, as an older generation, they believe certain things should be certain ways, and my generation believes certain things should be certain ways, and the generation below me believes certain things should be certain ways, right? It's just very interesting how we all kind of come together with this. My point being, my friend, is that this is an opportunity for you to release some things, this is a really good transformational week. This is why I chose adaptive for our week, so that we can ride the roller coaster and have fun with it instead of being scared of it, being fearful of it, not wanting to get on. My friend, get on and ride the wave, because you're going to come at the very end of it. Like, have you ever been on a roller coaster where you were so scared to get on that roller coaster? Now, Danny knows this very well. Growing up, I grew up in Southern California, so we had amusement parks like Six Flags Magic Mountain, Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, right? Very close to us, not that far away, that I could go to pretty much when I wanted to, right? Because they weren't days away, they weren't hours away, they were maybe an hour at that, right? They weren't that far. And I was very lucky in that sense. However, Danny was not so, not so intrigued. I mean, I was intrigued by them, but I was very scared of them. So much so that I was probably, my brother was in high school, so he had to be like 17, 18 years old. So I was probably around 11, 12 years old. And we went to Magic Mountain with some friends of his. And I was stood in the 2.5 hour line to get on a roller coaster ride that was like, what, a minute, right? It wasn't even that long. I got to the very, very, front of the line, and it was time to open the gate and step in to the roller coaster. And I said, no. I was like, I can't do this. And my brother was like, come on, just do it. You've stood like in the hour, like 2.5 hours, Danny, like get in, just do it. And I'm like, I can't. And he's like, you have to, we're here. You can't, you have to get on this ride. And I was like, no, I don't want to. So I stepped in and I stepped out. I crossed over to the other side, and the employee, helped escort me to the exit because I couldn't do it. I was so scared. Now, I'll tell you, probably 8, 9 years later, when I was about 20, I went back and I was like, I'm going to get on that ride. And I waited 2.5 hours again. And I got to that front again, and my heart was racing. And I was like, I can't do this. Can't do it. Nope, not going to do it. And it's funny because the whole time that I was in line, my mind was battling. You got to do it. You got to do it. You have to face your fear this time. And the other part of me was like, no, you don't. You could get off. You could just jump over. And even the people that I was with, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Like me and this roller coaster have a battle, right? Like we know we don't like each other. We're not friends. And they're like, well, if you're in line, like you better get out now because you can't get to the front. And I was like, actually you can, right? Because I already had that experience. And so I'm there and I'm like, to the last second, my friend, I stepped in. I was the last person to get on the roller coaster. I stepped in. I got on it. And I was scared to death. My heart was racing. And I didn't think I was going to make it. I thought I was going to throw up. I thought I was going to lose it. I thought I was going to die, right? All the things. But I got off that ride and I was so freaking hyped because I had done it. I actually did it. I went through with it. I faced my fear and it was fun. Like, I don't know if you've ever done it where you've been scared of doing something and then you actually do it and you're like, why did I never do that again? Now, I'm not going to say that the next roller coaster I went on, it was easy breezy because I still had that fear, but I had already had an experience now. And so I already knew what it kind of felt like. So it was much easier for me. My friend, you've been on this roller coaster already. You know what this is. You can handle it. And you've got tools now because you already know it's coming. So you can prepare, right? And you've got your adaptive. All right, my friend. So that is our energy forecast for the week. I should have changed that when I was telling that story so I could see you. But I am super excited for you. This is going to be a roller coaster of a week, as I said, but enjoy the ride, my friend. Step in, buckle up, and let's go. Let's do this together, right? Okay, my friend, you have a great rest of your week. Enjoy yourself, have fun, and remember, close your eyes and take a deep breath. and find peace.